Hello everybody, what's up? CaptainTurbo here, and welcome back to welcome to the finale of the Tiny Toons Buster's Hidden Treasure Let's Play. Now, as you probably see by the time, now this is a pretty lengthy part. That's because there's actually a decent chunk of the game left, and we are getting through the entirety of it. That's just how it came out on the Let's Play when I was editing, so I thought, fuck it, it's only just under 2 minutes extra, I can deal with that. So yeah, we have I guess this is supposed to be like a lake section or something, maybe? Or, no, not a lake, probably more waterfall mountain section. I know I'm making this look easy. Believe me, I died quite a lot on this level, and you're about to see why in a moment. These spikes here killed me more times than I can count. Probably, well, actually, I can't count them. There were probably about 7 deaths due to those spikes alone. Instant death, fuck those spikes. I want them to fucking die. Thankfully there is, and that's the end of the level actually right there, there is a life that you saw me pick up on the way down, so it's not like you'll game over as long as you keep going to pick up that life, so... There you go. 1 level down already. Making decent progress. And we're at the boss already. The pirate ship. This actually is a full level though as well. And to be honest, it's actually quite tricky. You've got falling floors here, you've got ghost enemies that will appear randomly in certain places, but they're hard to avoid when they just appear out of nowhere. You've got these guys, these knights that will throw their clubs. I think you're about, no, so, oh, there's one of the ghosts right there. As you can see here, platforms you gotta drop down on, platforms you gotta go up on, some wall jumping and stuff. There is a lot you've got to remember in this level. All I can say is, learn where you need to go here. If you want to go pick up some extra stuff, be my guest, but my advice would be to just go through the level as quick as you can, because I can't stress how annoying the ghosts actually are. Like, the actual ghosts aren't annoying, but their placement is. Like that one there, it appeared out of nowhere just as I was about to jump, and there was nothing I could do about it. But the path I'm taking here is usually the best path to take, so... Or at least the quickest one, as I recall, anyway. Essentially, when you get to this store, that means you've completed the level, and now it's time for the boss. But first, we found the actual treasure! What the fuck? This could be... Yes! It's the lost treasure! That's... I can't remember how his voice goes. Fuck, I only watched the show a couple of weeks ago. Well, about 2 months ago. But yeah, this must be the last boss, I guess. Yeah, we've already here, guys. We're at the last boss. That's why we still got nearly 25 minutes left. In fact, over 25 minutes left. Alright, the boss here is actually pretty easy. He'll appear, wait until he drops the squid, and then jump over the squid, and you should have enough time to actually attack him. Let go of the squid, jump, and die. But yeah, you get the basic idea. I was just bad timing on my part right there. And you can see by the score, I did game over here, sadly. It took me some time to actually get used to the actual timing of when to attack him, so... If you want to be really conservative, just stay over here to the right. I mean, there's plenty of nice treasure there. I mean, why wouldn't you want to stay next to the treasure? I don't decide to go for that one. I don't think I have enough time. Only, what, 1 or 2 more hits left, actually. Oh no, 1 more. Buster Buddy, if you want Babs Bunny and your fans back, bring the treasure to me! Darn man, tell him Max, it's up to no good. Well, obviously. They don't really... They just keep calling each other by their full name. It's just kind of weird, I guess. But yeah, we're not done. Complete lie there. And I'll say right now, that was, in my opinion, the last of the doable levels, because now we get into the ice levels. This one here is not so bad, but as soon as we get to the actual ice world, oh, things definitely pick up in difficulty. It's fucking terrible. Well, not as in the game's terrible or anything like that, but oh my god, there's definitely a massive difficulty spike by that point. I think I may die here actually, but trust me when I say this level is not that difficult. I just essentially fucked it up. Usually I head up top first. I don't know why I forgot to do that the first time. Don't go straight up to the top because there are the shark enemies up there. But if you stay close enough to the top, like I am doing now, you won't have too many issues. Because you can actually go up to the top half here. And there's your bad game design. Enemies you can't see until you actually use the thing. And sadly, another death. Again, this actually is not as hard as I'm making it. I'm just sucking at this level at the moment. And if you're wondering why I don't go to the left at the game, that's because there's a current that pushes you to the right. So you can't actually go left. And I've got to wonder if there's actually 2 exits to this level, because I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an underwater exit. The one I get is actually up here in the air, so... Well, up here on land, I should say. And the shark still got me. I still keep taking hits. Decide to be really careful here with the mace thing, but there's Go-Go. Another level down. Again, the level actually wasn't that long either if you're going for that exit. Alright, the snow levels. Hell begins. The reason I say hell begins is there's a lot of instant death spikes in these levels. There's also ice physics, because every platformer from the 90s has to have ice physics. You know, those wonderful ice physics. You know, the ice levels were my favorite in Donkey Kong Country, even though they weren't. They're the worst ones in that fucking game. Bell up there so you can get a health upgrade. Definitely make sure you pick that up. But yeah, this is where I spent the majority of editing, was around these fucking levels, because they're so fucking... such a big pain in the ass. Instant deaths down here. And there's the game over screen, just in case you're wondering what it looks like. But yeah, seriously, fuck these levels. And I don't remember that big guy's name. I think it's Arnold something or other. Obviously a piss take of Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it might just actually be Arnold. Jumping snowmen. Why not? Why the fuck not? Not a lot to say, guys. I spent a considerable amount of time in not just this level, but all the ice levels, so... You know, eventually you just get bored with it. Got the fucking... I think it's supposed to be Montana Max, but it looks like an old woman driving the damn thing. The pink cardigan and all that doesn't help either. But yeah, you actually do need to jump up here, so... You know, take your time, and don't do this. In all honesty, I could have probably just have edited a couple of these deaths out and actually been able to put it to under 30 minutes. But I did want to show off just how tricky this game can actually be. I mean, I'm making it look hard, but I think you underestimate just how weird the control is and how gimpy Buster's jump is. You know, it's hard to explain in a way. I mean, you know what first came to my mind when I was playing it? Sonic 06. Now, obviously, Sonic 06 3D game came out many years after this, but there's that certain style to how Sonic controls. You turn him left, he'll go left, but it's going to be like a sharp left, like the controls are extremely responsive. Tight, but at the same... It's like tight but loose. I know that's contradictory. Whatever. You know what word I mean. But it's how it feels. It's weird. I mean, it's okay for the first couple of areas of the game. The woods and the stream, river, whatever. But when you get to these levels and you've got the introduction of ice physics and all that, it gets a little bit, I wouldn't say unplayable, but it goes over the line of unfair. Like, the game, the enemy placements, the level design, all that, it's not got the actual gameplay in mind. It's one of the reasons Bubsy's such a shit platformer. Oh, fuck this level in particular. No, you know, fuck the entire ice levels, but oh my god, I died so many times in this level. It's fucking ridiculous. Getting to the top of this place is a pain in the ass. I'll say that right now. You can actually just keep going up the floor at the beginning there that you saw me walking on, but the thing is, there's enemies on the vertical slope, or the horizontal slope, sorry. So you're gonna have a hard time doing it that way. It's hard this way, but it's even harder down there, believe me. Careful with these. I think this must be the attempt I did where I actually managed to get through it. I must have played this section about 30 times before I finally got through it. For the recording, by the way, I don't mean my first time. No, I'm talking when I was actually recording the game a couple weeks ago. You can actually jump on them like I did there, but you don't have much time before you'll actually get crushed, or at least hit by the ceiling above you. Get the heart. And yeah, I made a save state there because, you know what, fuck that, I was not doing that yet again. Yeah, there's enemies all down that slope, so if you want to take that path, you know, go ahead and try, but I actually did take what I consider to be the easiest path there. I think if you actually go in the cannons, you might get hurt, so I'm not sure why it's there, to be honest. And my Sonic Badnik balancing really wanted me to jump on all the snowmen, but I managed to avoid the temptation. Actually, for all stupid it makes it Buster look, having those things in place is actually quite helpful in case there's upcoming enemies, which will be showcased in a later level that I'll point out when we actually get there, if I remember to. But thankfully that level was down, but you have no idea how happy I was to finally be done with it. But I think we're actually entering an even more difficult level right now. Yeah, I would say between this and the previous level I spent maybe... No, I'd say for the entirety of the Ice World I probably spent about 50 attempts, so 50 lives in total, if you want to look at it that way. The problem here is there are instant spikes, instant death spikes underneath you, so you need to make sure you don't touch the bottom here. This jump was surprisingly tricky. I had a few times where he just sort of fell off the edge. Again, the ice physics will come into play. Make sure you do a bit of a run up for that jump there, because that one's even harder. Be careful down here. Yep, there's death spikes down there, so obviously you need to jump on the springs, because that's fair design right there. Alright, we've got the snowman, which means it's safe. And obviously, since the snowmen jump quite high, you can jump over them if you want. I am a bit surprised I didn't save state here, actually. I thought I would have been way too nervous to go any further without save stating, but hey, whatever. I honestly did it because I'm recording commentary for it now. Oh, there's my save state. Oh, that was lucky. I think we're actually near the end of the level. We've got to be close now. Oh, and I am amazed that didn't hit me. I guess you can bounce on the cannonballs or wherever they're supposed to be. Thankfully, another ice level down, but you have no idea the relief I felt from that. Here's the thing, the last area of the game is even harder technically, but there's a couple tricks you can do to avoid a lot of damage and saving a lot of time, which I do know actually how to do. But the ice world, forget about it, I have no fucking clue. But it's time for the ice boss. This is easier and harder than the last one at the same time. If you get lucky with how Hampton here is sucking you up, as in he'll blow and suck... Alright, I can't make that sound less sexual, I'm sorry. Um, if you can get lucky with his blow and suck programming, you can beat this boss in about 8 seconds. The scientist will drop bombs, as you can see here, but you just need to jump on his head. As always, same as always. And their ice block there in the middle will actually help you stay on course, I guess, so you can sort of fight off the effects of the vacuum. But that's what it always comes down to. Apart from one boss in this game is not hard. At least not in terms of bosses. It's the fucking levels that are a pain in the ass. We're about halfway through the level and we still got one more area to go. Time for, I guess it's meant to be the factory area. And I don't know why this is doing this. Oh well. I must have been a save state or something. Alright, trick here. Bring this bot all the way over to the staircase. I don't do it. I realize I don't do it, so I am essentially trying to kill myself right now. There's also, you can technically wall jump like the infinite wall jump glitch in Super Metroid, but I couldn't pull it off, so I'm actually taking an intentional death here. Alright, so make sure you jump over the robot here. You can actually use that thing there as a thing. Try to get it a bit closer to the steps, actually. I just managed to get it close enough to the stairs, so it didn't really matter, but you can ride the robot head pretty much all the way to the top here, and you can cut out a good chunk of the level by doing this. Because this level can be a pain in the ass as well, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, as soon as you get to this section, you do want to start jumping on the rotating platforms. Be careful of the electrical spikes, they do damage, so be very careful of them. I think even touching them when they're not electrified actually hurts. At least I think they do. Jump over here. Those guys obviously are electrical as well, just be careful. Obviously electric does a lot of damage, so does its own amount of damage, so... And I'm just rambling now, I don't know why. Unfortunately I can't see up there, so I'm having to jump so I can see if it's been electrified or not. And that guy's just gonna commit kamikaze. Be careful with these two here. Jump on the spring, but don't go over to the right. Same with this one, don't go over to the left. Come over to this side, and this is where I was actually talking about earlier. That pole there will actually stop you from hitting the enemies, so, you know, kudos for that being there. Hug the wall there if you want. Make sure you don't touch the instant death spikes. And don't touch any of these springs, they will lead to death spikes as well, I believe. I use some momentum here on the slope so you can get over to this platform here, because there is hearts, I believe, on these. She'll have to go down again in a second. Yeah, I'm going to shut it off. Another heart up here. Unfortunately, I only have 3 heart containers anyway, so... take damage there, but it doesn't really matter. You actually want to head over to the left as well as soon as you get down here. I'm just collecting the carrots. I'm trying to get up here because I'm pretty... I've got it in my head that there's a heart up here, but there isn't. And obviously I came up here to save it as well. You can actually touch the sides of the spikes, so you can see right now. It's just touching the sharp points that you don't want to do. But this is actually near the end of the level. Definitely a lot harder than I made it look. If you do the trick at the beginning though with the robot head, you cut out what I consider to be the hardest section of that entire level, because the beginning is definitely the biggest pain in the ass. This next one, there's actually a massive skip that I'm going to show, so... there is stuff up there. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the wall jump to get to it. I think, no, it's the first level. There's stuff if you can wall jump at the beginning, but sadly I don't pull it off. Excuse me. As you see here, the enemies start getting a little bit more annoying at this point in the game. Makes sense, obviously, you're getting pretty far in, but oh my god, it's a pain in the ass. Extra life, that thing right there, I think you start in part 1, that will send you to a bonus level, I believe. Or did I show it off in part 1? I can't remember. But yeah, if you touch that, it'll send you to a bonus game. I think I'm trying to essentially wall jump to it. Unfortunately, I can't do it. For some reason, I'm convinced I can get through this wall at some point, but no. So I essentially say fuck that. I think it's this level with the massive skip anyway. Might be the next. I'll know when I see it anyway. Don't worry about it. Thankfully those are not instant death spikes, otherwise that would have been me dead yet again. And I'm taking my time here now because, quite frankly, I don't want to die. You know, nobody wants to die. It just happens, sadly. Man, that was a bit more fingered than I wanted it to be. These are actually a bit of a pain to get to as well. If you try and do it like an idiot, like I am. Because if you go over to the right, I believe actually you can get to it a lot easier. Oh no. Doesn't really matter which side you use, I guess. But yeah, that's the massive skip, by the way. If you do that, then you skip a decent section of the level. Because we're actually not too far off the end of the level now as well. And I believe it's just past this thing. Yep, right there. I'm just going over here to show that there's actually other sections to the level. In fact, I think you're supposed to come from the right to finish that level normally. Unfortunately, I don't get any points for that. Can't really blame the game for not being generous at this point. This is actually the final level though, guys. After this, it's the final boss. Alright, this actually has multiple paths, multiple doors and stuff, but there's only one way to go to get to the boss disc. Because there actually is a boss in this level, I believe. Or at least something like that. What you want to do first is usually head right over to the right here, get the extra life, head up one. Head left one and up. If you head all the way to the left and up, there's actually a bell up here, I believe. Nope, there's not. There's a bell somewhere close by, though. Maybe it's this one if you go all the way to the left and you should get a bell. Yeah, it's right there. I knew there was one close by. Alright, be careful with the doors. There's a reason our save state here is because if you even touch anything close to the door, it'll put you in, but it'll put you back to the bottom of the level. So essentially back to the start of the level. Which you don't want to do because that's a pain in the ass. Unfortunately, there's not really any difference from what I can tell between the door you're supposed to go into and the fake doors. So it's essentially just trial and error, but I believe it's that one just past the spikes here that you're supposed to go in. Yes, it is. Alright, so another section here. Take your time and you'll be okay here. This one is set up so you can get through it without touching the electricity. I just fucked up there, but never mind. If you can wall jump to perfection in this game, you can bypass some of the obstacles here as well. I got very lucky there, by the way. Twitchy finger, I guess you could say. Only reason I didn't actually get hit. The screws will send Buster backwards or forwards depending on which way they're going, so make sure you constantly jump on them like I am. And their hitbox is pretty big, so if it looks like you're not going to quite make the jump, you might just find yourself pretty lucky like that. I don't know why I was fucking around there, but never mind. I think I was just trying to get used to the timing of these ball and chains. So yeah, at this point, as I said, I'm pretty much just taking my time. You know, I don't want to rush it. You know, I know this is the last level. You know, I'm not sure if there's enemies up here. And Bus is starting to get impatient. But yeah, the door up here will lead you to the next portion of the level. As soon as you jump on the ball and chain, it will start to go upwards. You should be okay, actually. I don't think it's actually going to hit anything. Press the on switch and these platforms will begin to appear and disappear. It will. There is a pattern to them, so try to learn them. I did not. I just pretty much went with it and got lucky, I guess you could say. Well, I did take a hit there, but I'm gonna get that bell, I believe, in a moment as well. So yeah, get used to the pattern and you'll be fine. Don't run past like I did here. You actually do need. I think you actually do need to press the button in order to get to the exit. So yeah, you actually need to head down right now. But first things first, let's go and get that health upgrade. Now we're at 5 units of health. Don't get used to that. That's going to disappear very quickly for the boss. Alright, the platforms are on. Which means we can now actually get to the exit, which is actually just in the top right. One more, and there we go. That is the last level done, guys. But we got 2 bosses. Technically 3, since the second one has 2 forms. And believe me, the final boss and both its forms are nothing compared to the horrors that are this boss. Holy fuck. I hope you're ready. Say hello to the fucking worst thing in this game, Elmyra. Elmyra's boss fight is essentially a chase. You've just got to get to the end of the level. But it's essentially one hit and you're dead. I sped this up because, quite honestly, it is fucking ridiculous. I'm leaving in every single death I had here. But yeah, you can see just how annoying it is. There's no enemies, but you don't actually know what's coming up. You don't know when you're going to have to jump. Unless you have this level memorized, you're going to have to get lucky. Unless you've got great memorization when it comes to this, good luck. That's all I could say. 13 deaths. Fuck Elmyra. Yeah. That's all I have to say about this. I will be showing off the one where I actually do it though, which has to be this now. So yeah, I'm having to use visual cues for when to jump, but good luck with that. You can jump backwards if she gets too close, but it's not recommended for certain parts. Like if I jump backwards there, she'd get me. Oh, but fuck this level. Yeah, I was really fucking scared there. I just about managed to avoid her. But yeah, this is me. This isn't even that long. In fact, I think this is... yeah, that's it. That's the fucking thing. But that is a lot harder than it looks. And this right now is the final boss where you are taking on Montana Max once again. All I have to say here is this boss is a piece of cake. If you do the trick, which I'll be showing off in a moment. He's going to fire 2 lasers, or 3, I can't remember what. There's 3 there. As soon as he comes towards you, just wall jump on his head, go over to the other side, wait till he starts doing the yellow devil thing, jump on his head again, and that's it. Just repeat this pattern and you've got the boss beaten. And that is literally all there is to this boss. He can be a bit difficult otherwise, but you're not going to have... you know, if you know a trick like this, you're not going to not do it. The second form, exactly the first. He'll eventually come towards you, jump on his head once, and he'll do his yellow devil impression again, and there you go. That is essentially it. I may as well start doing final thoughts now because there's really nothing else to say. I think this one takes 10 hits instead of 5, obviously because you got 2 forms, but there you go. That is the end of the game right there. And he still cares about the treasure. You see, Buster, you really probably should just given him the treasure so you could get your friends back. But yeah. Alright. Let's do final thoughts, shall we? Well, we've still got a little bit of time left. I really do like this game, but I will admit a lot of it is nostalgia. The graphics are nice, the music's pretty good. In fact, the graphics are really good for the Genesis. The problem is the gameplay. It was not built for speedy platforming in mind, and Buster moves too fast, his jump is too wonky. The controls are tight yet slippy at the same time. It's fucking ridiculous. and there's too much of a difficulty spike towards the end. The ice levels are easily the worst thing in this game. The last zone as well would be pretty difficult if it wasn't for the fact that there's a couple of tricks you can do to get through them a bit easier. Just a thing, I would have actually liked if the game allowed you to play as either Buster or Babs. I mean, they're essentially the same fucking character. One's just pink with bows and a dress, and the other's blue with a fucking red sweater. But all that being said, I actually do like this game still. Like I said, it's definitely going to piss somebody off who's never played it before, just for the unfair challenge that the game sometimes has. Obviously, there's multiple paths. I did not show off all the alternate paths. I won't be showing off all the alternate paths either. I doubt I'll be picking this game up again unless I decide to either participate in a race for it, or if I decide to stream it one evening for whatever reason. But for what it's worth, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. Whether this number ends up being 48 or 49, I don't know. But the 50th is coming up. Like I said, I've got a couple ideas in place. Nothing massive, but I mean ideas on what I want to actually play. But I hope things are going well for you. Things could definitely be worse for me, I guess. And that is the end of the game, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. But until then, sayonara, everybody.